Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of my videos where I talk about the world of data. In today's video I want to talk about how to get into data science. As I'm recording this video, it's 2022, June 2022, okay, so we're halfway through 2022, and you still find that there's a huge demand for data scientists. Now what's happened is that a lot of companies that have hired data scientists actually need data analysts. So people who really want to do data science find that the work that they're being given, which is running reports, which is running ad hoc queries, is not really what they wanted to do. They wanted to come in and solve some complex problem, or even simple problem, but they wanted to actually have problems that aren't just a series of answering queries or running reports. Okay, now obviously this component of data science work does require you to do that, but if you're doing that on a regular basis, you're actually a data analyst. So in order to get into data science and make sure that you find the right companies to do that, is to look at companies that already have existing data science teams. Historically, a lot of companies didn't have data science teams, so they were hiring, and if you were new to the field, you would apply for those jobs, and because they didn't hire a data scientist before, that you had a good chance of getting in. Now that companies have gone through a cycle of hiring data scientists, and a lot of them, like I said, have realized that they don't want data scientists, they want data analysts, and data scientists have also realized the same, that they don't want to be a data analyst, they want to actually do data science, and they've left. What's happened is that you now have companies who really want to do data science, have data scientists, actually have teams of data scientists, or a handful of data scientists, and those companies that don't want to do data science actually have data analyst teams or business intelligence team, and you know that's what they do, and that's brilliant. Okay, but if you wanting to get into data science in 2022, then my advice is to look for companies that have data science teams, because if you go for companies that don't have it and you're the first person there, then I'm guessing more often than not, probably 80% of the time, you'll end up doing what a data analyst does. Now, as an entry-level data scientist, that might be a good route in, okay? But the problem is you won't learn any data science skills, okay? So you'll be stuck and you're probably labeled as a data analyst. You may think you're a data scientist, the company may call you a data scientist, but later on in your career, when you apply for jobs, you'll realize that you've been doing the job of data analyst, okay? So look for companies that have data scientists, and ideally you want to look for companies that have a small team of data scientists. And now there's multiple reasons for that. The first one is you need to learn from someone, okay? Like I said, in the days where data science was new and companies were hiring, you could self-learn your stuff, and you could get new challenges, and you would learn by yourself. Now it's quite established. People know what the common problems are. There's been established solutions for these common problems. What you want to do is work with data scientists who are evolving those solutions, okay, who are moving forward with answering those questions and providing that competitive edge for their organization. Okay, so the first thing is look for a company with a small a team of data scientists. The second thing is actually look at who those data scientists are. So if you're applying for a job in a company, go on LinkedIn, check out who the data scientists are in that company, and then look at their history. Okay, if they've just landed in that job as a data scientist, and before they were another role, whether they're a reporting analyst, a business intelligence developer, whatever, or even a computer science or a software engineer, then maybe this is their first data science job and you're not going to learn from them. You want to find someone who's actually at least done 3 or 4 years as a data scientist in other roles. Now you won't necessarily know what they've done, but hopefully if you look at the companies they've been to for the last 3 or 4, maybe 5 years, you'll get an idea that they've actually done data science work. Okay, so you want to at least have 1 or 2 people in that new team who've actually done data science for a few years. Otherwise you're all learning together, okay, and you won't progress as an individual. The next thing to look for is, does this company have data? Okay, now this may seem like a very obvious point, okay, but it is quite important. Okay, some companies don't actually have a lot of data. Okay, if you take FMCG, okay, they may not necessarily have the type of data that you want to work with. Yes, they'll have supplier data, so data that they give to wholesalers, the people they supply products to. They may have manufacturing data, they may have digital data, but they won't have transactional data unless they've got a B2C, which is very uncommon for FMCGs to have, and where they do have it, they're very small as part of the business. Okay, they're not going to have transactional data. They work B2B. Okay, so they work B2B to C. So if you're a Unilever, you usually normally supply the likes of Tesco's, the likes of Walmart, and then they go and sell to the consumer. So if you want to work in an area where you want to work with transactional data, then you may want to look at companies that has transactional data. If you work in digital, again, Unilever may have digital properties, but it may not be enough, and it may just be a brochure for them to advertise or promote their products, but it may not be the kind of data that you want. If you wanted to work on digital data where you're looking at people buying something or achieving something or converting, you may want to look at e-commerce or other websites which have subscriptions or accounts that people need to create, so you're getting access to data that they can use. So again, look for companies that have data. And then finally, the thing to look for is that has this company done anything with that data? And what I typically look for is, has anyone in the company presented at conferences? Have they talked about it in articles? Is it on their LinkedIn company page? Have a look at if they actually use that data, because some of the times, data analysts, data scientists are just support services. Okay, they're there to support the business do something else. Data is not core to what they do, and if you want to be a really good data scientist, then you need to look for a company that uses data and is also talking about it outside. Okay, sometimes they may not talk about it outside because a lot of what they do is quite confidential. But you want to get an idea that they're using data. Maybe they've bought products that are used for data science, and you want to make sure that that these companies have these tools, so then you know that they're serious. So if in 2022 you wanted to get into data science, you've picked up all your skills, okay, what I would suggest is that these are, when you're applying for jobs and you want to be a good data scientist in the future, is look for companies with those characteristics I talked about. An existing data science team, people in the team who've done data science before, the company actually has data and the company actually values data. Okay, if you can do that, then what you'll find is that if you have those technical skills, then you can get the interview and you can get the job. You will grow as a data scientist. Well, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and share the video, and of course please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Segmentation. Now essentially a customer segmentation is just being able to group customers